I was about to start the SCX build with the CL racing board, and did a little bit more research and found out that I was sort of half wrong in my quick overview of the CL racing board. You can't use the simple little inverter that I've got for the smart port telemetry connection because smart port is two directional. You can use it for the S-bus, but you don't need to because there's already an inverter on the board. Because S-bus is only one direction. So I'm going to need to hack the receiver. It's not particularly difficult, so I thought I'd do a video of it. This is the XSR that I'll be using. I'm only going to bother showing the XSR because I haven't got an X4R. Which would be the other main one that people use. Well, I do have one, but it's in a quad. I'm not about to hack that. And what I've done is, this is the front of the board, so this is the connector of the board. I've already taken off the plastic shrink wrap, and I'm going to sit it upside down. So this is the back of the board, the bit that's got the main processor on it. The noise you can hear in the background is my soldering iron, because you need to solder. So I've already got some cables cut, and I've already tinned them, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of the cables on that you need. So this is the back of the connector, and what you can actually do is just solder directly onto this. So it's good practice for fine soldering. That's the 5-volt cable done. I will get the ground. It's actually difficult to pick these up. Oops. Just hold it gently. That's the ground done. You definitely want to tin the cables before you start, because you don't want to be putting too much heat into this board. It's actually off a little bit. So, when you try and correct it, you mess it all up. There we go. There we go. So that's the ground done properly. And I'm going to solder the S-bus one on. So the S-bus is the top connector, and that goes on there. So this will actually give me an inverted S-bus signal, which is what I want, because the board itself has got an inverter on there. So you're feeding an inverted signal into an inverter, which will uninvert it, and it'll all work out fine. Basically, it means I can use the S-bus port on the CL racing board itself. If it didn't, whoops, what have I just dropped? Not just a screwdriver. If I didn't have that, then there is a way of getting around that. There's actually a couple of ways of getting an uninverted S-bus signal out of this. So there's as I said, there's a couple of different ways of getting an uninverted S-bus signal out of this, but I don't need to do that, so I'm not going to bother showing that one. What I do want to do is get an uninverted S port. Now, if I just soldered this onto here, I would get an inverted signal, and that's not what I want. So there's lots of guides on the internet, and basically the uninverted signal comes off of this. This is a transistor here. It's a bit difficult to see. I might actually flash up some pictures with a bit of a close-up. But what I'm going to do is very carefully, and this is a bit harder because of the camera, just quickly solder that. Oops, I might actually come up this way. Quickly solder that onto that pin there. It was a bit too quickly. Stop moving. There is not much solder on this pin, and I probably need to load up the solder a bit more on that cable. There we go. Let's try this again. You need to do this without getting the resistor behind it. And there we go. So what I'll probably do is, all of these will end up getting probably cut down to about that long anyway, so that's not a problem. I'll probably get some hot glue and just dab it on there to hold that cable down, because that's a really really fine joint, and there's a fair bit of board there I can just hot glue it down onto. But yeah, that should give me an uninverted S-port signal out of the board. Now all I need to do is find some heat shrink and shrink this back up. I don't have any clear heat shrink, which is what you would normally want to use, because that way you can see the LEDs on the other side. But yeah, that's it. It's as simple as that. So if you liked this video and found it vaguely useful, give us a thumbs up down the bottom. Maybe consider subscribing. If you thought this was too difficult to follow, or I need to improve, just give it a thumbs down and maybe leave a comment. And yeah, if you've got any other ideas of things you want to see, please leave comments. Thanks.